Tuesday, July 23rd, and the Dome Foamers podcast is back, and we've got the group all back together. I am your host, Christian Kruger, and always I'm with Neil Mieski and Brian Dorton, and we're just lifelong Astros fans that love to talk about the Stros. So, boys, let's go. Episode 58, a little change of pace last week when we had the guys from the Breathing Orange Fire podcast. Had fun doing it during the All-Star break, but we are back. Our Irishman is back.
Yes, sir.
We're all back here together for episode 58. And boys,
did you guys get my shingles that I sent you from my roof?
Yes,
from
they flew by.
Yeah.
Did you get them?
Well,
I sent them.
It's
I sent
funny
them to you
when we didn't know you officially had power, and Gabe from the Breathing Orange Fire podcast got power as we were about to start, and he was out of town. So yeah, you guys in Houston got beat up. Glad you're back. 7 days till the trade deadline. The Astros are 52 and 48 percentage points tied with the Mariners, who they just took 2 of 3 from, and 4 games ahead of the Rangers, who are playing the White Sox right now. And guess who the White Sox play after the team up north? The Mariners.
I guess, yeah.
So, boys, this is going to be a pivotal week, a pivotal couple of weeks off. Obviously, let's just get right to it. Horrible loss last night. Lost 4-0 to the Triple A's. I don't even know what that was. We were about to touch on it before we hit record. I remember the days not too long ago, like last year and the year before, when we used to pound left-handed pitching, and we just do not anymore. That was awful. I'm never going to complain about winning 2 out of 3 from the Seattle, but I really wanted to sweep those guys. So let's talk temperature check first, and then we'll get into. We just really need to talk about upgrades and where we're going to go from here. So Neil, fire away.
Yeah, I mean the help wanted sign behind me is my temperature. I mean, last
Really
week I guess I may have surprised a few people and caught a little flack from some saying that the roster as it is not one that I think is going to be enough, and for us to get into the playoffs. Now again, Verlander, Garcia, Tucker, and whoever else wants to come along with trades, sure, I think we can make it to that point. But as is, I'm not confident that that this is the place, and no better scenario or example than last night with Arrighetti. And we can say it's Arrighetti, but on the flip side of it, we also scored 0 runs, and so you can't have those 0 runners against the A's. If you're playing quality baseball team and you're going to run into a buzzsaw here and there, I get it, but Kyle Tucker and those guys, I mean, we need help. Help is wanted, and so until then, I don't expect. I mean, what'd you say? 7 days for the trade deadline?
Yep, July 30th. So
30th.
this time next week.
Yeah, I mean, and that's gonna be a fun week. Gonna be a fun week. So that's my temperature. Like, we need help. We need help.
Norton?
Yeah, I'm not going to take anything against these past few weeks. I think we've done a great job of winning games that we need to win. We've done a great job of utilizing the players that we have, and everybody has played their role and done a good job of doing what they've needed to do. And you know what? We've won games, and other teams have lost games, and we've risen through the ranks, and we are percentage points above in first place. And I think that's incredible. But I mean, I think that pitching, I said it last night, Arrighetti ain't the guy. Like, that ain't him, right? I hope I'm wrong here, but I don't think Bloss is the guy. But we'll see. Like maybe he's lights out tonight. Who knows? But I don't see it. Aledmus, love him. Like great to see him back on the team.
Is it?
I mean, I liked Diaz in 22 in his little sporadic roles, right? He was fine.
Yeah,
fine.
he's just not the difference maker.
He is not the difference maker.
Right.
Is he the guy? Heck no, he's not the guy. So
why is he taking a roster spot?
Why is he? Yeah. Is he the answer to bring him up and start him? No, he's definitely not the answer. He wasn't the answer in 22. He would have started every game in 22 if he were the answer. He didn't even start in dead. So look, I mean, there has to be some huge splashes coming up in the next 7 days. I think it's going to be a long road, whatever kind of a bruise that Tucker has, like we need to figure that one out quickly as well.
I don't think it's going to be that quick.
I don't either. He's not even running yet.
Right.
And so like I feel like without these guys, we need some kind of help. And so I'm interested to see what kind of a splash we're going to make. I'm interested to see options that are out there. I know Kruger, you probably have an index of decent things that I'm actually curious. I'm probably gonna pick your brain about this later on in the podcast, but like I would love to know what things are out there or what's on the table. What are things that we can choose? But yeah, like current roster, I don't think is getting it done, but I think I applaud the current roster for what has gotten done at this point. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's 100 games we've played because we're 52 and 48. There's 62 left. That's a shot. Like I'm like, whoa, there's only 62 games left. So
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it is whatever term you want to use, nut cutting, whatever it is. Like it's time, and Tucker's catching a lot of strays, and I totally get it. I'm one of those that's not afraid to throw some at him because I've never seen a ball off the shin like that, like basically end your career forever.
I mean,
and
he's on the 10-day.
Yeah, I joke.
IL.
I joke, but it's actually not a joke because he's not back, and we'll talk about his timeline here in a minute. When does Verlander start catching strays? I mean,
yeah, where's that guy?
Yeah, like I've been one of the biggest JV opponents, I guess you could say, probably in the Astros world for a number of reasons. Stiff neck, 10 days. Hello.
Like, but I'll push back on that a little bit. Even healthy Verlander, are we missing a lot?
Well, I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Verlander homer, not today's version of Verlander, right?
Right. This year,
but
Verlander.
I haven't been the biggest Verlander for a couple of years, but whatever. We don't need to. We can go back to podcasts for that. My issue is we're at razor thin at depth. You basically, both of you guys said Aaron Getty. Well, he's not ready. He's not. Bloss, we don't know, but he's probably not ready for the big time. He should probably be down in Sugarland or in the bullpen. So, yeah, I mean, Verlander is just as important. You're right. Tucker's the better player right now. Tucker's, we need him. But, I mean, Tucker hasn't been out since June 3rd. When was the last time Verlander pitched? It's got to be not far after that.
Yeah.
And I see all this Tucker, stuff going on social media, which warranted. I get it.
Fair.
Where's the Verlander stuff? Like stiff neck? What? So
I would like give Verlander some props here. At least there was a physical injury there that was documented. It was a ball off a shin, but there was a physical injury there.
Oh, you mean Tucker? I think you said, yeah. You mean I thought you
Tucker,
said
yeah.
yeah.
Tucker,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tucker.
Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker.
Tucker,
He
there
broke
was
in.
a physical injury.
He broke into glass off his shin. However, you're right. Verlander just didn't want to make a start because he had a stiff neck, and we haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The Diaz, the Aledmus Diaz, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy some time, catch lightning in a bottle. Dude, former Astro, won a World Series. I get it. I'm all about that's great. He is taking up a roster spot, and he looked like if you sent one of us up at the plate last night.
Oh yeah.
Like, just hey, dome foamers, get a bat, go out of the dugout, and go hit this guy. It looked like the same person.
Yeah.
One of us hitting last night, and so of course, what do? I'm like, maybe he's not healthy, maybe he's not ready yet. Oh no, he was hitting 103 before he was DFA'd by the Triple A's. If you get DFA'd by a Triple A team, you probably don't need to be picked up by the Astros.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of is this was, again, some sort of insurance or a move anticipating a move. And I'm not saying that he's, like I said at the beginning, I mean, he's not the difference maker, but what's the point? I mean, we got rid of Greg Kessinger. Well, what's the difference between those two?
Yeah, I was about to say that. And or even Hensley.
Well, Diaz has actually done something in the pros. Now, it's been 2 years.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah, time's up.
But right now, I would say Kessinger, Hensley, and Diaz are the exact same person. And we DFA'd one of them. We sent one of them to Sugarland, and we started one of them at first base last night.
Well, that's another thing. You pick him up and you immediately start him? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about roster real quick, and then we'll get in probably what the length of the podcast is going to be. Okay. This has got to be talked about. And yes, it's going to be about one of my boys. Y'all know that. But I'm also going to bash one of the guys I'm a fan of and a guy that Dorton's a big fan of. This crap with Aledmus Diaz, Mark Dubon, and Chas McCormick hitting back to back to back, that was awful.
Yeah.
That was so bad. Now, look, I like Dubon. We already talked about Diaz. I don't know why that was structured. And then they're going to say, lefty on the mound. Dude, I'm so over that. Why don't you give Loperfido? I get it. He could not have done any worse than that. And every time he's get-ins, he's not hitting well. He's not come back hitting well. Give him more at-bats. He does something in the field or on the bases every time he plays. And hell,
phenomenal fielder.
I'm not the biggest Trey Cabbage fan in the world, but he's better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure. I mean, that's why I'm saying this has to be some sort of step A before step B and C come to play. I mean, with all the possibilities that are out there, Aledmus Diaz.
Well, okay. Yeah, I know. Cabbage likely either stole a home run or a ball off the top of the fence against Julio Rodriguez the other night. 2 batters later, Loperfido makes the diving full layup catch in the corner,
which was
my
incredible.
dog agrees with me on Loperfido. But
that was incredible.
Those were 2 incredible plays. Like, so even though if they're not hitting, they've got speed, athleticism, and they're at least competing. Last night, those at-bats were non-competitive. And I'm the biggest Chas homer there's been. He's in a funk. He's not right. Like, he doesn't need to play until he's right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I mean,
I don't either.
Same goes with I'll say this as well. I mean, when Dubon gets into a funk, you need to sit him.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
you just can't construct a lineup with those 3 at the end. You just can't.
Yeah.
Well, have you? So today's lineup.
I haven't seen today's yet.
All right. Okay, you ready for it?
I guess.
I like it. All right, ready? Altuve, Bregman, Jordan in left, Diaz DHing, Yainer DHing, not not Alimnis.
Yeah.
Singleton at first, Pena, Myers, Caratini is
Yeah,
back,
I saw he just got activated.
He's back. Good. Okay.
and then Loperfido in right.
So
How
we're
about
going to
that?
win tonight.
How about
Because every
that?
time Loperfido's winning percentage, when he starts, we're 2-0 after the All-Star break, and we're 0-2 since he started. Just start the guy. I don't care. Come on.
I like this. I like this order.
Yeah, but and I do too. But we're obviously facing a righty. My thing is, don't get married to the fact that it's a lefty. Let these guys do something. I mean,
Yeah.
they've made winning plays in the field on the bases. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to let them hit sometimes. If that's what you're going to roll out against a lefty, I mean, let them hit.
So
Something
did
I
we
do-
move did we move our catch? Are we carrying 3 catchers still? Salazar still with us?
I haven't looked. I haven't.
So,
I was.
Let me look at the depth chart. It looks like at catcher, no, it looks like we've just got Caratini and Diaz.
So is this where
Well, so-
Diaz came through? Alimnis came up? Did Alimnis?
He must have gotten moved today then, because I didn't see that.
Yeah, but what's the corresponding move?
About Karas? Where did you see Caratini?
I saw him activated at some time, but this was like I was driving, so I couldn't get to dig into it.
Okay, I'll have to look. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I'll look that. I mean that would be the.
Oh, it
You're
was
saying that-
yesterday. So
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Hensley DFA'd, Caratini activated, Diaz selected, Salazar optioned,
yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Gray optioned, and then Ramsey David signed. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who?
Okay. So wait, we optioned Gray, we optioned Salazar, and then we selected Diaz, we activated
Contract.
Caratini,
Yep.
and then we designated Hensley. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, who's Ramsey David?
A pitcher.
We've done that like
Signed-
17 times in the last 6 months. They've all worked out well too.
Who is
Signed
this?
right-handed pitcher Ramsey David.
Sounds good.
Was he may have been a draft? He was a draft.
No.
This was on the 20th.
Oh,
This is on the 20th.
yeah, I don't recognize that name. All right. Well, okay. So I agree with you, Dorton. I do it, and it's great that Caratini's back. I'm a little surprised they're catching him right away, but maybe they know he's healthy. So great. Diaz has caught every game, so that's good to give him a little bit of rest. But I want some of these lefties. I want Cabbage and Luperfido because I don't know where Glass Tucker's ever coming back, which we'll talk about in a minute. Let those guys hit against lefties. I don't care. They need experience, and they cannot do worse than what I saw last night. They cannot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and you're giving these guys days off because of matchups. Well, again,
Seems very
this is
dusty.
just one of those things that sometimes the analytics frustrate you because what numbers say or whatever versus playing the better player. Like play the better player sometimes.
And playoffs, I get it. And I when you're going against a power arm in the bullpen that comes in fresh and a closer, I don't necessarily hate doing the righty lefty thing. You're just trying to find lightning in a bottle. Who knows? Right?
Sure.
But I mean, a Hogan Harris or whatever the hell that guy's name was last night, who's a young guy pitcher. Well, those guys faced those guys a month ago in the minors. Play them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Let's transition to help. I'm going to say the same thing I've said with a caveat. It's obvious because we're so razor thin that we need starting pitching. I still say we need a bullpen arm, and I am not. I don't like this. Well, our bat's Kyle Tucker. Well, really? When's he coming back? Because he's missed 40 games. So if that's your bat, great. I don't know. No one will tell us when he's coming back. So you know, I don't know how far they're going to go. We talked about this last year. I'll say it this year. I think the only untouchable prospect in the organization is the 20-year-old down in high A, Luis Baez. I would not trade him because I believe that he's eventually a Tucker replacement at some level. And he's young and he's ripping. And so, unless you're getting a home run that you have control over, I am sorry. I would not trade him. Everyone else, man, if you can find the value, fine. Now, here's the question. Before we talk actual names, here's the question. Are y'all still saying, I mean, I would assume y'all are, but how many trades do you think we can make?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the max is 2.
I mean, some of that would just depend on the player, right? I mean,
Sure, but
but
you know, and look, I don't believe everything's been out on social media.
never.
Never, you know, but it is clear that, you know, the Garrett Crochets of the world and the Dodgers, they're working on stuff there. The Orioles are asking about Skubal, and the Tigers would be absolute morons to trade him unless they got like their top 3 prospects, which maybe they will. I don't know. So what you're hearing is, yes, it's Scuttle, but you're seeing some of the top free agent arms be married to guys because there's conversations going on. So
Oh yeah.
let me ask y'all this first. Is starting pitching our first what we need to do first? Right?
Okay.
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
yes.
I agree. So then and we'll get into that here in a minute. So if you assume you're going to get a quality starter, is your next move? What's your next move? Dorton and Mieski.
First 1 sack.
Okay, you would do that over a bullpen arm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would. Well, I mean, like, goodness, somebody who can play the corners would be great. Who was that guy?
I got that name.
You sent out?
Yeah, we're gonna go there. Yeah, we're gonna go there. I think that's a great fit.
So-
but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm all about starting rotation for sure. That's a place number 1 in my mind. Number 2 will depend on Kyle Tucker's health. Like, how soon is this guy coming? Is he coming back in September? Is he coming back
Hey,
ever?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Hey, look,
if you
at
go
this
down,
point, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna say anything more about it. Like, at this point, I actually need to hear that there was a broken bone,
right?
because
Yeah.
if it was just a deep bruise,
What are you keeping away from other teams
Yeah.
if he broke his bone or not? Like, what are you doing? He's not playing.
Yeah, why? I don't understand what the secrecy is here.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so
I'm done with that.
I just think if they anticipate him not being back for a considerable amount of time, meaning
What do you consider
September.
a considerable amount of?
like let's just say he's out all the way through August.
You may tell you when I think he's
Goodness.
coming. You may tell you when I think he's coming back.
Sure.
And as you know, none of us know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
August 15th,
Because
he's still not fully running, and whenever he is on his glass leg, he's then going to have to go to Sugarland or
Sugarland.
Corpus for a week to get at bats.
okay, so you're saying 3.
He's missed 40 freaking games and he's not coming back yet. So he's going to have to go on a rehab start.
So you're saying 3 weeks.
Yeah. I bet that's the target. I bet right now that's the target date. That's a long
So-
freaking time.
But if you're talking 2 weeks past the deadline,
Hey, by
then
the way,
I'm going.
I said target date. That doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
I
that's-
know. I'm with you. And I just think that if it goes into, again, through August, you're missing even another month from now. Well, then we may not have a chance a month from now So then
Okay.
I would say a bat is necessary. If he's okay, let's just say it is August 15th, then I can go, all right, we need a relief, we need some relief pitching assistance. So I mean, I'm saying A and B. A is starting pitcher. B, you've got two choices there depending on the health of Kyle Tucker, because it's a difference. I mean, I know Jordan hits for the cycle. Hashtag
But we
Dome Homer.
lost.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, there's still
No, yeah, I know.
there's no Diaz is not enough protection behind him. So,
Correct.
and I don't know what the lineup goes back to when that happens. I mean, does Bregman, do they push him back to 4 and he goes back to batting 208, or does Bregman stay in the 2 hole? Tucker, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No,
That'll be
Tucker goes back to where he was, because let me tell you this. Tucker's been out, what? You said 40 games?
It's June 3rd.
He's been out 40 games, and it took 2 games ago, so 38 games for him to not be the home run leader of the Astros.
Yeah.
So he goes back to where he was in the lineup.
So,
and let him hit.
He was batting in the 2 hole, huh?
Yeah, let him hit.
And
if
then
he
you're
ever
going to put
gets
Bregman.
well.
Yeah.
Can
and then you
can he run on his other glass leg?
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I mean, he is. I'm assuming that he's getting a new leg, and it's going to be robotic, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
I love how we can just run with these jokes because we're so jaded.
Stupid. Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Neil,
that's
that's a
where I
great
am.
question, but I don't know where he's going. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I just would like to see him back and not dead. I mean, I don't know. It's so frustrating. But okay, so all right. I wanted to gauge where y'all at since chain, because this stuff can change weekly, right? Neil, I mean,
Daily.
you're big on, well, what do they know? Well, I wish we knew what they know. We don't.
Yeah.
But I'm going to assume he's coming back. I think the target date's August 15th, because that gives you 6+ weeks left of him. I don't even know. I mean, again, I say this all the time. Are we going to get the same Tucker we had before?
Yeah.
You missed 2 months. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Baseball's big on timing,
Kinda.
So I would. So pitching, I do not think we're going to get Skubal. I don't think we're going to get Crochet. I've said that forever, because I think they're going. Those two guys are probably going to split somewhere between. Well, I don't think Skubal's going anywhere. Crochet's probably going to go to the Dodgers, which means the Orioles are going to go after some other guy that we might not even know that's on the table. I know y'all wanted the big splash. I get it. I just don't think we have the resources to do that compared to other teams. I'm a little interested in a guy that's having a really good year, also for the White Sox, Eric Fetty. I don't think he is a quote unquote difference maker, with the exception of he's pitching better than any guy we have putting out in our rotation right now. I'm gonna look up his contract, because I'd looked it up earlier and I got sidetracked. But his name is being floated out there. He hasn't been extremely consistent over his career, but this year he's pitching really good. So let's see. He would be $7.5 million this year, which would obviously be prorated, and then $7.5 million next year. So he's affordable. That would be a name that I think they would absolutely entertain. Jack Flaherty's out there.
Mhm.
I think they're going to ask a lot for him. For instance, Fetty is 7-3 with a 2.98 ERA. I mean, 4.7 WAR. I mean, those are close to all-star numbers, if not all-star numbers. So I mean, he's having a really good year. I don't know a ton about him, other than he was a high draft pick years ago. He's 31 years old, so he'll be 32 next year. You're not tied to him for a long time. It would help us for next year. If you're going to ask me what cost is, I would say cost is probably a top level prospect, a mid level prospect, and maybe a throw in. So, definitely doable. Flaherty is probably going to be a little more expensive. He's got a bigger arm. Don't really think he's a better pitcher than Fetty, but he's a bigger name, bigger arm. After that, I mean, who knows?
Who's left? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and there'll be people that'll surface that some team will call them up and give them a sweetheart deal, and you didn't think they were on the trade market, and they all of a sudden they are. Now, unless you guys want to ask me about starting pitching after those guys, I stole this from MLB Network, so I will give them their credit because I sent it to you guys as soon as I heard it, and I love every bit of it. And it is Isak. It's spelled Isaac, but it's pronounced Isak. Isak Perez. What? I messed that up. I don't know. Isak. Whatever. Starts with a P. How you know how to pronounce it?
No.
I was waiting for you to
exactly like you said.
What'd y'all say?
I said exactly.
Yeah,
it sounds
I don't know.
exactly like you said. Yeah.
He plays. He's 25. He's got 3 years of control. He's hitting 255 with 16 home runs. He came up as a third baseman. He's played some first base for them. So right-handed hitter. So hello, Crawford boxes, has power. Can play first and third. That solves one of your problems next year, right?
Yep.
You can play with either spot. Probably you'd be a third baseman for you next year. And I mean, I like that fit a lot. I'm looking him up right now on this. I don't know if that's viable. I think it'll cost probably more than you're wanting to spend, but that's part of trades. He's 25, which I like. He's got an OPS plus or WRC plus of 130. That would be like third on this team. Mm-hmm. And he's hitting in Tampa Bay. So, that's somebody that I would definitely go after, but because it solves a lot of your problems. It's just, again, 3 years of control. What's the cost? It's probably 2 high-end prospects and a throw-in. So with 3 years of control, that's probably worth it if you believe that he's going to continue to be consistent and continue to be the player that he is, because there's going to be a hole at third base.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I said, when you sent that out. I mean, there's some insurance there.
Yeah.
There's just some, we don't know the Bregman, Singleton, first base, third base. What does that look like for us the next couple of years?
Neil, real quick, not to cut you off. Sorry.
Yeah.
He had 31 home runs and 98 RBIs last year. And
38 home runs.
31 home runs and 98 RBIs last year.
Damn.
20 and 45 the year before. I think that was, he's coming over and starting his career. 250 last year, 252 now. So, those numbers likely could be better with the Crawford boxes. He's one of those Deadpool hitters, as y'all saw on the MLB Network. So that solves a lot of issues. The problem with the Tampa Bay Rays is they're pretty freaking smart. And they remind me of the Patriots without the championships, the New England Patriots. Like, if you're doing a deal with them, you're probably going to get screwed.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean, they are very smart. But I would plug in. I'll tell you right now. I would do Fetty and Isak Perez, whatever his name is, for the Rays right now, and I would call it a day. And I know it's not a huge splash, but I think getting Fetty to eat innings and be a quality starter, and then have his bat in the lineup, I think it would do some help.
I'm going to reserve my say this happened. I'm going to reserve my optimism about using Crawford boxes as a carrot because I remember doing this for a certain no-named first baseman.
Yeah, don't say his name. Don't say his name. Yeah,
the
fair.
time.
Fair.
I remember saying,
I mean, that's,
he might hit 50
yeah,
home runs into the Crawford boxes.
that is 100% fair. The issue is he was 36 and this kid's 25.
Yeah,
I believe.
I agree. I know.
Neil,
Yeah,
thoughts
I
on that?
don't know. Yeah, I just like in addition to starting pitching, right? I mean, that's the key to all this in my mind is I would much rather. I mean, we're seeing all this stuff that Jim Crane or Dana Brown are saying. We're going to make a splash. Like go
Yep.
get a name that matters. Go be, and so the issue with that is that costs. Well, we're pushing the luxury limitations in that aspect, and I don't think we'll go over the level 2 there. So
I think we have to.
well, unless we dump some,
True. That's fair. But
and
I mean,
so
we're like 5 million away from it.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's just the old rock in a hard place. I mean, you're trying to finagle through all this, and how do you get a whatever big name and not cross that over? Well, you've got to dump some. Well, who are you dumping that's going to allow that to happen? And what does that contract look like? And maybe it's just this year in the contract, like we don't pay crap this year, and then next year we pick it up, and how all those little tricks of the trade work. It'll be interesting to see if something like that happens. So again, do you?
Well, then what's the
Do you
splash to you? Then what's the splash?
Well, I'm just saying the top of the rotation guy. Who is it? I don't know. I mean, all the guys are well.
There's only two that are. Yeah.
I mean, Scoville and
Crochet.
let's see. Yeah. So, and then like you said, you're battling teams with a lot more ammunition to give away. So then do you go, okay, if we don't get that, again, in my mind, if we don't get a difference maker in the pitching rotation, and okay, I guess I'm saying this in levels. Big splash name, a number one, right? Those two guys. Well, then you drop down to the threes. Blanco does he maintain the rest of the year? I mean,
no.
Okay, right. So Arrighetti is not the guy. Bloss is not the guy. So we're needing a solid 2 to 3 guy. And if we don't get that, then do you waste resources and go, okay, we're going with the pitching that we've got, and we'll get a stronger bullpen arm, and we'll get a bat, and just hope Verlander and Garcia come back. So
well, I mean, look, we're tied for first place. I mean,
yeah.
you have to, like when we were 8 and 10 games back. I mean, y'all know I was like screaming sell. Well, we're tied for first. You got to go out. You got to go out and
get somebody.
And get somebody. You have to.
So, but I'm saying, like, I'm just trying to. Again, I want it all, right? I want all of these things to come into play, and because again, we're spoiled because they've come in. Things have lined up for us, and we've gone after, and we've had this trade deadline excitement to where, all right, we're lined out. I mean, again,
you're right to a certain extent. The Verlander trade has not worked out.
Well, I know, but when we got it, I mean, that was what we needed to get where we got. I mean,
yeah, but we didn't. But it still didn't. It didn't. The trade, and these are your words, and I agree with you. It was World Series or bust, and I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
And that did not happen.
And we had 2 home games to where.
Yeah.
So none of it's guaranteed, but you at least go, okay, the cards are there. We've got a pretty good hand to get to win this pot. And that's what I want. I want that starting pitcher that makes a difference. I want that power arm in the bullpen. And I can live without the bat if Tucker's going to be that bat. We're picking him up. Well, Are we picking up Verlander and Garcia? When are those guys? I mean, all of those pieces, again, we don't know. They do. And so I think it's dictated on a lot of that. Like, do you go and throw the whole pot? Just you go, okay, we're going to get everything. You can have our entire farm system and give us Scopel. You pick whatever you want, as many as you want, take them. I would much rather do that and not get a power, in addition to an arm, bullpen arm, and a bat. I would much rather do that than.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But did you hear what the Orioles called the Tigers and what the Tigers asked for? The rumors, at least.
What?
No, I mean.
So supposedly the Orioles called the Tigers, and the Tigers said, "Yeah, we'll
the
trade
red
him.
brick building behind in right field.
Yeah, we'll trade him. Give us Jackson Holiday, Kobe Mayo, and I don't know, someone else." And they went,
Huh?
"What?"
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
Yeah.
and it's negotiation, right? But I'm like,
Sure.
that is like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's what he's worth. I mean, he's worth that because he's the best left-hander in baseball. I get it, and that's why they have the leverage.
All right, so let's
Sure.
play this game. Let's play this game.
All right,
We don't go
I like
out
games.
and get. We don't get a splash. We get. I don't know. We get a bullpen guy. I have no idea who this person is.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's gonna be 15 bullpen guys dealt. So yeah. I get
I mean,
you're right.
we go out and we get a bullpen guy, and 7 days from now, 7 days and 5 hours from now, our starting rotation looks the exact same. Okay. Cool. All right. So now we have to time to fast forward and like play this game. How are we going to do this for the next, 3 months, 2.5 months, right? So will a Verlander who comes back and maybe a Garcia who comes back, if a Verlander comes back somewhat healthy and a Garcia who comes back and is able to come into a rotation.
Don't say the G word. Don't say it. Don't even do it. I'll give you Verlander. Don't say the other one.
But I'm just saying, like, would those two be a splash that would take over us going out and getting one starter right now?
No.
Okay.
You're saying is Verlander and Garcia the
combined, like
filling the gap
right now?
No.
That's what, well, and that's my
maybe
debate.
Even when we get to the playoff, McCoffey coming in.
Yeah.
And you
have this
thruple together, and together the three of them.
Someone shoot me and put me out of my misery.
Yeah. No, I mean it's
a valid question though. I mean it's a valid question, I think.
Your question was valid until you brought up McCoffey.
Yeah, I mean Verlander and Garcia. I mean, we got excited last year when we got Verlander. Well, we're kind of going to get him back this year too.
Yeah,
maybe. Right? I mean,
no.
I know.
But Dorton, to your point, if we get a bullpen power arm, and Verlander comes back, and Tucker comes back,
and Tucker
is that enough? Is that enough for us to win the division? And my answer to you is no.
My answer is yes. If Verlander, Garcia, and Tucker all come back, August.
I don't.
Mid-August.
I'm not talking about someone that has not pitched in a year. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. That I don't think you should. I will give you Verlander. I think, but I'll play that game because he's pitched sometime in this century. Or I will not give you Garcia. I don't trust that at all.
But you'll take Jake Bloss, who has thrown 2 innings in Major League Baseball.
I'm not taking that. That's what they have to do.
That's what we have to do. But you would prefer Jake Bloss over Garcia right now?
No, it's not about me taking. It's about I don't think he's coming back.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
I don't think he's coming back. And if he does, I mean, he might pitch 3 innings and be hurt and
Hurt again.
Tommy John till 2034. Like no, it's not. I would pitch Garcia if I knew he was healthy over Jake Bloss. However, I don't think we're going to have a healthy Garcia, and I'm not going to count on that.
Yeah, you can't, and you can't count
You
on
can't.
Coffee either.
No.
Coffee will come out and pitch 3 innings.
And honestly, I don't really want to count on Verlander, but he has a history of coming back. So, and it's not Tommy John. I mean, I think he tore an eyelash, so I'm at least going to say he's going to come back. But again, everyone wants to talk about Tucker. No one's talking about Verlander in a stiff neck.
Which is why I'm saying, why go get some middle of the road guy then? Why? I mean, what's the purpose?
Okay, give me a name, Neil. Dude, give me a name. You want Crochet or Scoble, right?
No. Okay, you want to go top end?
Well, that you said a splash. You said the guy, which I get.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is what Dana Brown and whatever his name is, Jim Crane, have said. We'll go make a splash. Go get a splash name. Okay. And I know it's, I mean, like, okay, they said no because we don't have enough to give that they're going to be. I get all that. So, but I mean, is it Jack Flaherty? Is that his name? Jack?
Yeah. Also for the Tigers.
Like,
I would prefer Fetty over him.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Okay. But you get him and he replaces Bloss. Right? Verlander.
Yeah.
Maybe,
and then you hope Verlander comes back and replaces Aaron Getty.
Right. Okay. Is that enough? In my mind, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean,
well, how we went down this road is Dorton asked if we got a power arm and we knew Verlander was coming back, would that be enough? And I said no to the power arm in the bullpen. If we got Eric Fetty, I would lean more close to that because it's a starter. And now you've taken hopefully Bloss and Aaron Getty out of that rotation.
Mm-hmm. And I think the key, I mean, we've got to add some pitching for sure. And
100%.
Again, whether that's
like it's dire. Like it is dire. We are approaching all the. I mean, Aaron Getty's never going to throw this much. I mean, like it's getting. I mean, he looked, even though he's had the All-Star break, he's pitched a ton. He threw some cement mixing sliders that got absolutely destroyed last night.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. I mean, he got lit up and gave up 4 of. I don't know how he didn't give up 40 in that. Right. It was the second inning, but
I think he's going to be a quality starter. He's just not ready yet.
I will give credit where credit is due. He went 7. No, he went 6. Sorry, he went 6. 6 full. He went 6 full. He gave up the 4 in the second, right? Was it all in the second or first and second?
No, he 3 and then he gave up another one.
Yeah, okay. But okay, credit where credit is due though. Like he had at least 4 good innings there against the AAAs. But he had 4,
yeah, exactly.
But he had 4 good innings there.
Yeah,
some positive. Right?
Yeah.
Something.
It's not his fault.
Something.
He's in a spot to where
against every dozen of those fans.
I'll tell you another person. I know there was not many. I want the Rooker dude. I mean, again, we need pitching first, but I would like Brent Rooker from the A's. But we're going to go down the rabbit hole there. We need pitching. I mean, as we were shut out by Hogan Harris, but we need pitching.
Yeah, I know. But with Alimnis Diaz and
Cy Young,
I mean, we gave guys days off at 3 days into the All-Star break.
I will mark it down. Yeah, I'll mark it down right now that since Dorton told us the lineup and Joey Bats is in it, we're going to win tonight.
Well, we should.
No, I think we win. Who's starting? They have a righty starting.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
So let's move to that. So let's talk about we're off. We lost last night. We're off Thursday, which is crazy. There's another off day, and we have the Dodgers at home.
Yeah.
We're
Dodgers
about
and
to get
Pirates.
By the way, it's about to get a little brutal.
Yeah, I sent y'all the
Yeah.
August schedule like a week ago.
And by
The August
a
schedule
little,
is
and by
no
a little,
joke.
I mean brutal.
So
I mean, what
Skeens pitches tonight for the Pirates. Does that mean he'll pitch Sunday, or do we see him Monday?
So if it's tonight and you say every fifth day, 1, 2, 3, I'm assuming they play no off games. What's today? Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I know.
And they
See, it's
pitch
right.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sunday, Monday.
man.
And half of you
I would
said,
like to. I'd like to go see
Yeah.
him pitch.
yeah, half of you says go. The other half of you says go if he's
Stay.
pitching. The other half would be I'd love for us to miss him, as in not see him.
Okay. So
But yeah,
Bloss
Fox-
tonight against some AAA spare.
Yep.
Fido,
And then
Fido.
I don't care who it is. We shouldn't have lost
Osvaldo.
last night.
Osvaldo Bido.
He'll probably throw a 2-hitter. And then Hunter Brown versus JP Sears, a lefty. So that means our great right-handed lineup will be in tomorrow. And Sears has either gets rocked by us or throws a 2-hit shutout against us.
Yeah.
So,
So keep going. I mean, do you
We're
want to talk about that?
off
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay.
And then
The
right now
Dodgers.
it's Gavin Stone, who's a young guy, kid, but has pitched really well against Fromber.
Yep.
And then it is Justin Wroblewski, who my son and wife saw against the Red Sox in Dodger Stadium on Saturday, who is a lefty that throws gas. So that'll be our
Blanco.
wonderful against Blanco, which, by the way, get ready for Blanco regression. And then they don't have Sunday yet.
Yeah, but
Right,
if you follow
so-
if you follow that order, the next
Aaron
guy
Gay.
is Arrogant.
Aaron Gay.
Oh man, brutal.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
yeah,
So
I don't
boys,
know.
who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
What are we picking exactly?
So
the
we're
rest
gonna
of
Just
the
a week.
2, 3, 4.
Let's do the rest of the week, and remember the team up north is playing the White Sox in a 4-gamer, and then the Mariners get the White Sox in a 3-gamer.
So we're picking 5 games. We're going to win the next 2 in Oakland, and we're going to win 2 of 3 at home versus the Dodgers.
Man, dude,
Four,
dang it.
4-2.
4-1. Oh well, I mean, if
4-1.
Yeah,
there's 5 games, yeah,
but we lost. Okay, Jordan.
yeah, I'm not counting that.
Yeah, I mean, exact same. Exact same.
Yeah.
Yes, we win both series. We win the next 2 in Oakland. We win 2 of 3 at home against the Dodgers.
I don't want to be the same as y'all, but I can't say we're going to lose a series to the Dodgers. I can't against those communists.
No,
So
no.
I can't do it. Like, I physically cannot do it. So, all right, 4-1/4-2. So that means we would be 56 and 39.
So it would be
Okay.
4-1 from here.
Sorry, 56 and 49. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And then
Do we-
I mean, trade deadline is that Monday.
Tuesday.
Oh,
is it Monday?
it ends Tuesday, the 30th.
It's July 30th. Yep.
Okay, I had for some reason 29. So yeah, so a week from today. Okay. Yep. It'll be interesting, and you know it just takes one team to start it. You know, it just
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
some
and then
stuff's going to start happening. You're going to see like some relievers start going in the next day or two, and then like some no names like who, and then you're going to start seeing some bigger names, and then it's going to be bam.
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Do we want to do a Dome Foamer Player of the Week for 3 games?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jordan.
Then Jordan said, yeah.
Jordan, done and done. All 3 of us. I mean, if you hit the cycle, you get a dome foam.
Fair.
Done and done.
Fair, yeah.
All right. I'm
absolutely.
good. I'm good with that. I mean, I'll buy him a beer every week as
Yeah,
long as it's in the lineup.
But like that, you get a special 3 dome foams, unanimous dome foam. If you hit the
That's
cycle,
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going. I've caught a little flack from an anonymous Dome Foam listener that we don't give it to Jose Altuve enough, and so I said you're probably right.
We've given it to
it's
Jose
standard.
Altuve a lot.
well, and it's also
Not
it's
enough.
also a long standing. There's
Automatic.
There's typically
I
dome
I
foam
would
just
love to
waiting
know.
for
I'd
him.
love to know offline who this anonymous person is.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I know you will. That anonymous person, you need to tell him him or her this. The 3 of us all have agreed on this podcast about maybe a month ago that he's the greatest Astro of all time.
All time.
For sure. I think maybe
I
just
asked that question, and both of y'all immediately said yes, and I agreed with you.
Yeah.
But not even close.
Yeah. So to
until Jordan
back some people
eclipses
up,
him
I'm going
in 15 years.
I hope you're right, Jordan. I hope you're right.
And not only because of that, but also because we're starting to see him do a little small ball every now and then.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Did you see that base?
I love it.
That base hit yesterday? To start the game off, which
was
absolute terrible.
I'll be honest.
Terrible.
First and second, no outs, and then I think it was basically a concession that Dubon knew he wasn't going to hit this guy, so Dubon put down a sacrifice bunt that was his best at bat the entire time.
Yeah.
Second and third, 1 out. Alonmis, I could have hit better. Diaz punches out, and Chaz punches out. I loved it was 0-0, so you're trying to get the lead, right?
Yeah.
And I loved it, but you cannot those guys, golly, man. I don't know. I'm on one more question end up.
Joey Bats. I need to see Joey Bats taking advantage of his at bats starting tonight.
I agree with you. He's been struggling at the plate, but he
Yep.
does something in the field every time he plays if he's not hitting.
He's magical in the field. I need to see him taking advantage of his at bats starting tonight.
I agree with you. I'm with you. He's going to win the MVP tonight, the player of the game. All right, I'm going to ask one question. We'll wrap up. And I know what the canned response for the 3 of us is. Yeah, back to normal, right? I get it. I understand that. Where are we on Jake Myers? He's had he's had some big hits. And he's having his best year because he's been healthy. And I look up and he's batting 37.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's not all about batting average. He's around 100. Last I looked in WRC Plus, which is the average Major League Baseball player. So I get it. I'm gonna update it right now. Are we? They love him, so they're not going to trade him unless it's probably a sweetheart deal. Are we ready to give him the keys to the castle of center field?
Ask me how many double plays he hit into yesterday.
7?
3. He hit into 3. Yes.
I know, and he's fast. I know.
You know how many he's hit on the year? He's hit into 7 on the year, and you're telling me 3 of them were yesterday because I missed the game.
Yeah. Yes.
Holy smokes!
All right. So his WRC Plus is currently up to date is 104. So 4% better than the average Major League player.
He came back down from his run.
Yeah. Current batting average is 236.
We are regressing. Yes.
Here's the number I don't like. The number that I don't like the most. On base percentage, 302. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he will pull a Maldi on us, and he will bomb show in unexpected moments. He's going to, and he has in the past, several games ago, or 3 games ago, 2 games ago. He had a couple of bomb shows.
All right, but just I know. You're right. Every time you said the other day, he hit the home run that basically won the game against the Mariners after I was bagging on him, right?
Yes.
He does. Yeah. He hits big home runs, but are we ready? Are we ready? The Astros love him. So, but are we as Dome foamers like? Are we just need to just say he's the guy for now?
You know what though? I will say this:
He's frustrating as all get out.
you couldn't get any. You couldn't get. I can't think of a whole lot better out in center field defensively.
He's pretty good. Neil, thoughts?
I've got his. What'd you say his on base percentage was?
I got it 302 on Fangraphs.
Yeah. Okay. What's Joey Lopefito's? I know what it is. Do you know?
No, I just
Yeah, I've got it right here. It's 302. Okay. Jake Myers slugging is 418. Joey Lopefito's is 381. So a little bit better. Jake Myers there. OPS 720. Loperfido 683. So I guess when I'm looking at this, I was just comparing right-hander, left-hander. I mean, over the season, more at bats and all that kind of stuff. Myers is
two more years of Major League Baseball experience
for sure. No, I'm just saying, like, if we, I guess your question was, are we buying in that Jake Myers is our outfielder forever? No, I mean, he's just
center fielder
forever. But no, I don't. Other than Tucker, I don't know that we have. I mean, Jordan, but I mean,
man, if Jordan would ever move to first base, this would solve a lot of our problems.
Man, that would be awesome.
That ain't happening for whatever reason.
I know. I don't understand. No, we need to wrap this thing up, but we'll talk about that another time. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm just. I don't know. It's like Jake Myers has this. They love him. I mean, I hope he gets back hot, because Jake Myers is a good Jake Myers.
He's
just so streaky.
I'm not down on Jake Myers right now. Jake Myers is regressing to the norm, and I probably will be down on Jake Myers in a month or so when it matters, which will be pretty frustrating. And I hope I'm wrong, but right now I'm still okay. Like, let's see.
I mean, well, who's putting pressure on him?
Yeah, I mean, no.
That's what I mean. Especially what right-handed batting out.
Well, if Verlander ever comes back, he'll put Dubon's his center fielder. Remember?
Yeah, dumb. Yeah, I mean,
it's true. He plays center every time Verlander. He played center field the 7 times Verlander's pitched for the Astros this year.
Yeah, that's dusty stuff. But I mean, I don't know. It's. I'm not.
Can I give you one more number? I'm not either. Can I give you one more number before we wrap it up? As I was searching this. Remember, I said I'm going to call him Isak P for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays that plays third base first, because I messed that up earlier. His WRC plus this year is the same as Altuve's at 130.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I just was looking him up.
If
I think that would be my second. I think I would go get a starting pitcher, and I think I'd go get that guy. I really do.
Yeah.
So to me,
he can hit all the home runs in the Crawford boxes that Dorton's boy never did.
Would be fantastic.
Who are y'all talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
No idea.
Okay.
No one will ever know.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, look at our record with Dorton. It's not Dorton's boy. I don't want to look at our record with him on the roster, and look at our record with him not on the roster.
I know.
It's insane.
It's pretty awesome.
79 more games better than that.
Put it this way: with him not on the roster, we have a winning percentage that would rival Dorton's 105 win prediction.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, man, that's a good place to stop, because All right, boys. We got the game. The game comes on here in a little while, so
Another two
for all
or
those
3
out-
hours, the game comes on. Thanks, West Coast.
Yeah, I know. Hate West Coast. For all those out there that listen, enjoy. I'd love to hear this anonymous poster. We promise we love Jose Altuve. Like, share, give feedback. Neil's obviously got some, so I love it this week. That's always a good thing. But with that being said, go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.